so glad that you could come and join me again tonight. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different than the past 3 videos I've posted. Whereas in the past I've done videos looking at guidebooks of both plants and animals, tonight we're going to do a quiz style video. So if you love animal facts and you want to learn something while you're falling asleep, then this is the video for you. So with that out of the way, let's get started with our animal quiz. So our first question is, what animal is the closest living relative to the giraffe? What animal is the closest living relative to the giraffe? Is it A, the dromedary camel? Is it A, the dromedary camel? Is it B, the Thompson's gazelle? B, the Thompson's gazelle? Is it C, the gemsbok? Is it C, the gemsbok? Or is it D, the okapi? Or is it D, the okapi? I'll give you 10 seconds to think and lock in your answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you said D, okapi, then you would be correct. The okapi is the closest living relative to all giraffe species. They look like a combination of a much shorter giraffe with a zebra. They're sort of a chocolatey brown color with white stripes, but they possess the same horn-like cones on the head that giraffes do. And they can be found throughout the Congo and Central African Republic. They live in extremely dense habitat, jungles and rainforests that's very difficult for humans to trek through, making encounters in the wild exceptionally rare. Okay, so let's move on to question number 2. Okay. Question number 2. Babies of this animal species are known as puggles. Babies of this animal species are known as puggles. Is it A, the American porcupine? A, the American porcupine. Is it B, the Norwegian lemming? B, the Norwegian lemming. Is it C, the ring-tailed lemur? C, the ring-tailed lemur. Or D, the short-beaked echidna? Or D, the short-beaked echidna. I'll give you another 10 seconds to lock in your answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Now if you said D, the short-beaked echidna, you would be correct. Short-beaked echidnas are one of 2 or 3 monotreme species. So monotremes are a very primitive group of mammals that still lay eggs and behave a lot more like a reptile than a mammal in a lot of different ways. But they still have fur, they still produce milk, and are a very basal group of mammals. So the short-beaked echidna, the babies are called puggles. They're born without any quills or spikes, and they're hairless and virtually blind. They're one of those things that are so ugly they're almost cute, and if you've never seen one before, I highly suggest looking up a picture of a baby echidna, also known as a puggle. Okay, so moving on to question number 3. Okay. This bird species is the only living member of its order. The chicks of this species also possess primitive claws. Is it A, the resplendent quetzal? The resplendent quetzal. Is it B, the Wilson's bird of paradise? The Wilson's bird of paradise. Is it C, the Hoatzin? C, the Hoatzin. Or is it D, the bald eagle? D, the bald eagle. I'll give you 10 more seconds to think of your answer. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. If you said C, the Hoatzin, you would be correct. The Hoatzin is the only member of its order, the Opisciformes. They are a ancient-looking order of birds which isn't very closely related to pretty much any other living bird in the world. Many people say that they look like an Archaeopteryx due to the fact that the young, the chicks of the species, possess 2 primitive claws on their wings, which they use to help them navigate the jungle and tree environment of the Amazon basin where they live. They're a very interesting looking species that possesses a fermenting gut, which allows them to process large amounts of foliage. They're also not super strong flyers, despite having large wings, which is part of the reason they prefer to clamber about the actual branches when they're foraging. If you've never heard of one before, I highly recommend looking them up, as they're a very interesting looking bird. Okay. Now our last question for this page. Living up to 200 years in the wild, this species is one of the longest lived mammals. Is it A, the blue whale? Is it A, the blue whale? Or is it B, the bowhead whale? B, the bowhead whale. Or maybe C, the bush elephant? C, the bush elephant. Or D, the sperm whale? D, the sperm whale. Which one is it? I'll give you another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. If you said B, the bowhead whale, then you would be correct. Bowhead whales are the second heaviest whale species after the blue whale. They are found throughout the Arctic regions of the world, including Greenland and northern Canada. Now, they are an incredible species for a number of different reasons, and they get the name bowhead because they use their head as a bow to break through ice, clearing a passage for breathing in the cold Arctic Ocean. But that's not the only thing that's interesting about these bowhead whales. So a lot of Inuit communities in northern Canada sustain themselves off of a harvest of bowhead whale. And by doing so, they oftentimes use harpoons to catch them. And one such harpoon was found within a living whale, which was dated back to the 1800s. So based on the fact that this harpoon broke off inside of this whale and it managed to survive and live for another 2 centuries, scientists estimate the lifespan of the bowhead whale to be somewhere around 200 years, making them one of, if not the oldest known mammal species on Earth. Personally, they're my favorite looking whale. They're super interesting. They remind me of the right whales. I would absolutely love to see one in the wild, but their numbers are not as much as they used to be, as with all large whale species. So it would be a real treat to see one in the wild, but I don't know if I will get the chance in my lifetime. Okay, that is it for this page. Now we're moving on to part 2, so forgive the shuffling. very nimble, flexible wings that actually fly in a figure-8 pattern. So each time they flap their wings, which is many, many times per second, they're completing a figure-8 pattern, which essentially provides downward force and lift without propelling them forwards, making them the only group of birds that's capable of true hovering as well as backwards flight. So there are many birds which are capable of hovering, but only with the assistance of a strong headwind. So a lot of birds of prey, like kestrels, will fly directly into a strong headwind and manage to maintain their position directly above the ground. But this is not considered true hovering because it's done with the assistance of a very fast headwind. Hummingbirds do not need this fast headwind, and they can hover in perfectly still air, making them unique amongst bird species. Okay. And finally, we have our last question of the night. So, the bald eagle is depicted in many different films across the world. However, its call is often replaced by the call of this other bird species. What is it? Is it A, the Cooper's hawk? A, the Cooper's hawk. Is it B, the red-tailed hawk? B, the red-tailed hawk. Is it C, the rough-legged hawk? C, the rough-legged hawk. Or is it D, the white-bellied sea eagle? I'll give you another 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. If you answered B, the red-tailed hawk, you would be correct. Red-tailed hawks have a very powerful and fierce-sounding call, whereas bald eagles oftentimes sound a little bit silly. They have more of a maniacal laughing call than a fierce shriek, which is what the red-tailed hawk possesses. So in many films where a bald eagle flies over, they replace its somewhat silly-sounding call with that of the bold red-tailed hawk, one of the fiercest birds for its size. Alright, we have reached the end of our quiz. Thank you for joining tonight, and comment how many of the questions you got right. Thank you, and have a wonderful sleep.